With many years of independence and leadership change, it's time to pay tribute to India. India has been ambitious with Prime Minister Modi's vision to lead ahead in the next century. Ladies and gentlemen, arise as we play the national anthem, and tell your family to arise as we play the national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, this afternoon, Alok, I wanted to share with you, I read A.R. Rahman has become the chairman and the brand ambassador for BAFTA, the British Academy Film and Television Awards. And I saw very few newspapers who have reported accepting some of the international papers. Such a talented personality. And what I liked was the medley of people, who were there in the score on the national anthem. I thought it was simply majestic for me. You know, there's an amazing story and an incident that happened which was captured on camera. And that incident was to do with a group of students who went to a theater and did something which many of us will not have the courage to do. Let us watch what they did. If you like it, please express it this afternoon. Share this video, take your mobile, record this video. I want many people to watch this because I'm enthused with the courage that these group of students had with whatever they did. Can I have the video, please? Amazing, isn't it? I enjoyed it. I just thought the audiences who are going to watch me live online should realize every drop of water really counts. And if we can make that happen, the generations to come will really bless us because they'll have something which is going to be so scarce and sparse for the future. Once again, I want to compliment the entire team, Alok, that has put the entire program together. Many cheerleaders are joining in from as many as 13 countries, I understand. And I'm so grateful for them to believe in what we are doing. This program is absolutely free, I'm told. There's no charge for it. It's because we are giving back to the society what the society needs. The logistics sector deserves all the applause for the future, and I'm sure they'll do greatly well. Over to you, Alok, Mohit, and the rest of the team. Masya to come on board and take this program ahead. Thank you for the opportunity to begin. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Dr. Bhatia, for that wonderful opening and that lovely AV that we played. I'm sure the audiences would have enjoyed it. And without further ado, I'd like to invite the first keynote speaker for the afternoon, Mr. Chakravarti ABPS, the Global Ambassador of the World Packaging Organization and a member of the Executive Board. He has been recognized as the most influential leader in the packaging industry. He is the CEO and MD of EcoBliss India, which is a leader in innovative packaging solutions. He's an honorary advisor for Pharmexil. He's a president of the Indo-Netherlands Business Association. He was the chairman of the Indian Institute of Packaging, Hyderabad, and also for the prestigious the Golden Jubilee Committee of the IIP Hyderabad. He was won the World Star Award, the highest in packaging excellence, for 5 years in a row, which is a world record. He's the sole winner of the Amritsar Award for pharmaceutical packaging. With over 3.5 decades of experience in paper, printing, and packaging, he has published articles in various magazines. He's participated in live programs of public interest in TV shows. He's toured extensively. He's delivered lectures and chaired various sessions on a lot of topics. He's mentored a lot of people and youngsters. And the list goes on and on and on. And he is also getting very eager to share his views. So please welcome Mr. Chakravarti virtually with a loud of applause. Mr. Chakravarti, stage is all yours, sir.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Alok. Thanks to Dr. Bhatia. He's always known for a great enthusiasm and always connected to the society, the industry, the business, whatsoever, and inspires people with all his initiatives. I think that this is one such initiative. I can't say no to their invitation when his colleague Masiha invited me to be there present on today's auspicious event of the Congress and the awards, and also chair this and deliver a keynote address. Certainly, it's my great pleasure. And thank you very much, Dr. Bhatia and your organization once again for inviting me to this very interesting and enterprising event today. Well, very frankly, at the beginning of the year, I mentioned in one of the opening address, one of the international conclaves, that this year will be a game changer, and of course, an year of disruption that happened in January 2020. But at that time, we never predicted the outbreak of the pandemic, COVID-19 there. Well, today the industry is really witnessing a wave of disruption. You can't agree anymore. The world is literally upside down, and it has changed forever, my dear friends. And probably this pandemic can be called the mother of all disruptions, as per me, at least for our generations. Life will never be the same, even after it gets settled down, because things will be completely different. Well, let us come to our conference theme today, the Asia Pacific region. Of course, we are proud being an Indian and then an Asian. Today, the Asia plays a dominant and plays a highly prominent role in global production, of course, through global supply chains. Apart from the huge resources, natural or the created in every sector all through Asia, and evolving manufacturing capabilities, I must say we also have the benefit of the innovations. Of course, IT is in our blood, and innovation, science and technology, the communication whatsoever. It's all in our blood. It is evaluating, and Asia as a whole is evaluating. Of course, we relatively have less trade costs. Some may disagree, but some harmonized standards also within ourselves, and relatively satisfactory bilateral relations, trade agreements among all our Asian countries. Of course, we are constantly upgrading our infrastructure and logistics as well. Well, businesses around the world are really experiencing the impact of global pandemic, as you see in our day-to-day life in the industries or businesses. But let me tell you, each and every business of ours has a different journey to recover, and it's unique to each and every business and every enterprise. Nothing is same among all our businesses. And then what should we do? We all need to plan actions that will really support and influence the post-pandemic outcomes. Remember, my dear friends, it's not the only pandemic. We can expect more in the future. May not be similar though. But obviously, enterprise will definitely go through the curve, the responding to the pandemic such situations, and then recovering, of course, renewing ourselves. And these are the different phases we are all passing through. And now coming to our very own logistics theme, the supply chain resilience. That's not a Greek and Latin word, as per me. We all are hearing it. The concept is not new at all. This resilience is just all about developing the strategic contingency plans, which are very much required under the current pandemic situation, as you all agree. And then how all these plans are identified in first place? Of course, through you game and place the potential scenarios, and then develop effective countermeasures to mitigate the risks resulting through these kind of situations, which really threaten your businesses to go down or close down. Of course, the several brand owners, rather several brands, you name any people like Coca-Cola, Pfizer, Unilever, Novartis, Procter & Gamble, many more. They have been successfully implementing such kind of strategies in the past. It's not new at all. They invested also significantly in supply chain resilience by actually collaborating with all the stakeholders and partners, and creating supply chain maps that really visualize the network for each of us, identifying all the product ingredients and components. Of course, packaging is one of the prime component among all those components. The pandemic certainly has reinforced the relevance of all these strategies. What really evolved broadly, if you really ask me, the supply chain resilience and packaging, as I told you. Of course, the digitalization and the e-commerce, that is the key, which we are all talking about. Automation in our respective industries, and serialization, which is the buzzword of late. Of course, blockchain, data management, virtual reality, that's another great thing. And of course, so we cannot leave out the sustainability and circular economy as well. No doubt, because of the there is a lot of upsurge also. If you see, accelerated the business. If it is not an exaggeration, I can say it's astronomically increased. I'm talking about e-commerce, my friends, e-trade, the global trade, and it has really resulted in the increased transportation of all the goods to really unprecedented levels. No doubt, we are witnessing rising numbers with their business models focusing on product shipping. A lot of startups are coming up. That existing companies are upgrading their facilities. And do you know, one of the key parameters? I come to my favorite topic, of course, which always I keep talking when I talk about the packaging at World Packaging Organization, which I represent as a global ambassador. The better quality of life through best packaging for more people. Well, we talk about optimized packaging, and it's not again optimized packaging. It's not a very big difficult and complex words. What is actually optimization? What is packaging optimization? It actually consists of a series of processes, and to find exactly has a lot of meanings. The right kind of a packaging design for all the goods to be transported and delivered to the customer at the end of the day. And optimized packaging must always strike a balance between, of course, the first term, the safety, and all of us are looking forward the cost reduction. But at the same time, we have to ensure that stable and safe shipping and handling. That's more important. Today we are talking about, because I'm leaving it to all the international and Indian speakers addressing their respective speeches about all the respective topics. But nevertheless, I touched upon the packaging, which is aligned with today's scenario. Of course, actually, at the end of the day, while we are talking about striking a balance between the safety and cost reduction, etc., and also the packaging must appeal to the eye. End of the day, one has to, you or me, has to have that unboxing experience to all of us when we really receive a product and open it. So that's more important. And when you talk about the packaging, you all know the primary, secondary, tertiary. These are the three broad classifications. And optimized primary packaging always is the one which usually gets the end user because it contains primarily the product, and it must use the necessary amount of packaging material to protect the product it contains throughout its life cycle. That's more important. And when you talk about the secondary and tertiary packaging optimization, of course, it is essential to guarantee all your products to protect during the entire life cycle of the transportation and avoiding the over packaging and under packaging. This is very complex topic when we are talking about over packaging and under packaging. In a nutshell, having an optimized packaging design always depends on your size of the packaging, the materials, the constituents, what you're using, and then designing the structure of the package. And of course, end of the day, you have to test it to verify whether it is really complies to the safety criteria or not. This is most important. It is pertaining to today's theme of topic, especially this one will concentrate more on the stimulation of the hazards that might compromise the total integrity of the loads during the distribution cycles. You name it, whether it's vibrations or shocks or crushing, whatnot. The product undergoes all kinds of gets subjected to all kinds of these parameters during its transport till such time the customer receives. And now, what are the benefits of an optimized packaging? And of course, we talk about the cargo safety, and which guarantees the safety of the goods that it actually carries. And also, additionally, it guaranteeing all the safety of there are several stakeholders throughout the journey from the manufacturing, distribution till it reaches the customer. So the safety of all the stakeholders also has to be kept in mind. So this also will be kept in mind. And then, of course, the savings. Attaining optimized packaging always through adequate packaging implies, on one hand, you have the adjusting the size and weight of the package, which implies your major cost savings because you are saving the space required to transport the load. In that also getting reduced. The best examples are IKEA and Amazon. Of course, in every walk of life, this comes, but these are the big examples. The IKEA, for example, around 4 5 years ago, they actually redesigned the packaging of some products. And can you believe the volume is reduced by 50%? Eventually, it translates to almost 7,000 trucks, less trucks of transportation. The same product and savings of 1.2 million euros per year at that point of time. So always it is required to relook into your packaging, what exactly is happening. The studying and testing of your product packaging will really help you to use the right amount of materials, also as well as the right kind of a components actually for each product and through the entire distribution cycle. Imagine if a damage occurs. The damaged product doesn't mean that we are simply replacing one more product. The additional costs are heavy. So one survey said a damaged product has a direct consequence on cost because the cost of replacing it could be up to, can you hold your heart, 17 times of the shipping cost, the whole replacement cost. That's an information published in Packaging World. We got to know that. But that is how the optimized packaging help reduce man hours and also machine hours while reducing the cost also. Of course, one should not forget the environmental fact, the sustainability fact. Packaging optimization also helps the reduce the greenhouse gases generated during the production and also the shipping or rather transportation. That really leads to less of like resources, less wastage and whatnot, less energy, everything. Well, now we're all started to look at the possibilities of using a lot of sustainable materials, be in my business or your business, at least to some extent, that not only you adequately protect your product, but also there's a recyclable or biodegradable or compostable. We're all looking into it. The paradigm, the landscape is completely shifted. And I must not forget the compliance and regulations, following the standards, of course, that is the key. We now, we now have international standards in place already. The government regulations are also in the place. I think one cannot disobey those standards or regulations, especially when you are shipping out of your country or out of your state. They really control the distribution within the whole supply chain. And then after touching upon all these facts, you should not leave about the marketing aspect of that. Packaging basically helps you, your product and also your brand to really stand out the way Dr. Bhatia projects the brand, the world logistics and Asia logistics conclaves. The similar way, the packaging can become an important factor that really motivates the consumer's purchasing decision also. And they not only provide the customer with a lot of information, and also it differentiates your product from the same product of other brand. And it really actually it generates a story, a narrative of your product. It gives an experience to your customer. So attaining optimized packaging for sure, the guarantees the maximum efficiency in first place and the safety in all processes. And then the distribution cycle also, especially in the transportation and commercialization, especially when you're talking about the high sensitive products. You're talking about today's business is revolving around the pharmaceutical and food packaging. The pandemic situation, these two are the sectors usually contributing the whole industry. Can you believe the total packaging alone, the industry worldwide is $1 trillion industry. Well, I'm coming to the end of but I don't think I should end this address without mentioning a small thing, actually, that simple QR code, which you're all aware of it. Imagine what a simple QR code can do for you. It can actually unleash, rather unlock a host of information and that supporting, of course, supporting the packaging function, of course, and making the packaging into a more than a functioning role, actually, informing consumers exactly where the product was made. It can also link you all the people to know if you're buying a product, a food product or something like that. It takes you a link where some recipes can be made or something like that. You can enjoy through that. Nowadays, everyone is having a smartphone in his hands. With a click, you can have it. You just scan the QR code. And of course, it opens a plethora of interactive features, interactive games, quizzes, sweepstakes, whatnot ever. And ultimately, the stability of your product and brand extension of your product. The QR code really helps to that extent. Of course, in the medicine packaging and all, you all agree with me. It's more of a knowledge, and which is very, very vital and important for you to know, especially in the medical packaging, the pharmaceutical packaging. It allows you to take the doses correctly, not to miss your dose, follow your the system prescribed by your physician, etc. So the whole lot of advantages of the packaging. If I start narrating about each and everything, I think it is going to be a big story. And today, once again, I'm happy that I'm part of this great webinar conclave, whatsoever we call the Asian logistics and supply chain, packaging, export packaging, cargo, freight, whatnot. Dr. Bhatia has brought all the sectors under one roof. One big group of logistics and supply chain, very well aware of his initiatives, and is really inspiring for all the people in the industry. I think hopefully this, not only that, is not only this conclave today, is also the organization also giving away the awards for the best performers in the respective areas. That's a big noble initiative. I'm very sure this will pave the way and help the industry to really learn from the experts, share the knowledge among ourselves, and then improve upon and taking our industries and businesses to the next level, learning from the pandemic experiences, not losing hope at all. The future is ours. Only thing is you all guys need to be cautious. Wear the mask whenever you go. Just have your hand wash and hand sanitation very handy, and don't take too much of risk. Don't think that pandemic is gone. It's not gone. We are witnessing several second wave or third wave. Let's wait for the vaccine to come at our doorstep. Until such time, let's keep our businesses and enterprises fly high by being safe and resilient. Thank you very much once again to the organizers and all of you, the audience, for your patience to listen to me. Thanks for being here. Have a great day.
Well, thanks a lot, Mr. Chakravarti. It was indeed a very nice session, and thank you very much for sharing your inputs. We would like to present you with the most fabulous leaders in packaging industry. May I have the AV, please? Well, so we'd like to say something.
Thank you. Actually, the packaging is in my blood. It's not many people relate me in their respective industries, especially in the pharmaceutical, food, and other industries. I keep on, like Dr. Bhatia was saying, whatever society has given us, we tend to give back something to the society back. I strongly recommend people to be resilient in their respective businesses. And my passion is always sharing the knowledge and connecting the dots worldwide. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.